Hello, friends. This is Professor Guglov. On my channel, you mostly watch videos about the beautiful world around us. But today, it's a little different. What is it about? Keep watching to find out. River Mekong. The Mekong River spans over 4,800 kilometers from the Tibetan Plateau to southern Vietnam. Along its course, it passes through the Chamdo Prefecture, a small town in the Tibetan Autonomous Region. The region is prone to heavy rains and torrential flooding. When this happens, the Mekong River gets a little upset. In July 2017, severe flooding devastated Chamdo. The floods were so intense that the building's foundations were eroded by the rushing water. It was only a matter of time before the 5-story building collapsed. From a different perspective, you can see the building pulling along power lines before plummeting into the river. It appears that debris from the structure fell onto the street, causing pedestrians to scatter. The river also took away a red truck for added effect. It floated on the water like a pool toy. Fortunately, all residents of the 5-story building had been evacuated long before its collapse. We're not sure whose bright idea it was to construct a multi-story building on the riverbank. Such floods and raging currents are a common occurrence in China, and the building was doomed from the start. Bosnia Serbia. In May 2014, Bosnia and Serbia experienced the worst flooding in the region in the past 120 years. Homes were swept away, and landslides cut off settlements from much-needed aid. Overall, torrential rains devastated the entire Balkan Peninsula. In Zavitovici, a small town in central Bosnia, locals witnessed a massive steel bridge detaching from the road and floating down the Bosna River. They then witnessed the incredible force of the swiftly flowing water. Think about the pressure exerted on the bridge. At first, it seemed that the steel frame would simply get stuck on the concrete bridge, but the water kept pushing, and the structure quickly turned into a pile of scrap metal. On a regular day, the Bosna River is not that high, but the flooding in Serbia was so severe that the government pleaded for assistance from Russia and the EU. The Balkan states experienced 200 landslides, resulting in power outages in several regions. Military helicopters helped airlift around 4,000 people to safety. La Palma. La Palma is a tooth-shaped island spanning 49 kilometers in the northern part of the Atlantic Ocean. It is the largest of the Canary Islands, which technically belong to Spain despite being located off the coast of Morocco. The island is home to 2 large volcanoes, Caldera de Taburiente in the north and Cumbre Vieja in the south. Of the two, Cumbre Vieja is the youngest and most active. In September 2021, a swarm of earthquakes beneath La Palma stirred up activity inside Cumbre Vieja. Geologists recorded over 22,000 earthquakes in just 1 week, and all this activity led to an eruption on September 19. It continued for several months, putting the spotlight on La Palma. The eruption of Cumbre Vieja continued even after Halloween, with the volcano spewing lava for 85 days before finally ceasing in mid-December. During that time, over 3,000 houses were destroyed by advancing walls of molten rock. The lava flow from Cumbre Vieja covered over 1,000 hectares, with the largest section of the lava flow measuring nearly 6 kilometers in length and 3.5 kilometers in width. There was so much lava that when it cooled in the ocean, a new peninsula was formed. The total economic damage amounted to €842 million, including €228 million for roads and infrastructure, $165 million for public and private buildings, and around $200 million for bananas. For reference, the banana industry accounts for 30% of the economic life of the tiny island of La Palma. Airport in China. Nanchang International Airport, located in the capital city of Jiangxi Province, China, serves approximately 27,000 people per day and is one of only 507 airports in the country. For comparison, the United States has over 13,500 airports. On March 4, 2018, passengers walking through Terminal 2 experienced a horrifying situation. The weather turned fierce, with rain pouring down and winds reaching speeds of 133 kilometers per hour, grounding all flights to and from the airport. Then someone noticed the roof collapsing. Look at the debris scattered across the runway. Imagine being stuck in an airplane and this is all you see from your window. Fortunately, no one was injured when the roof collapsed, although the event frightened people. One traveler described it as apocalyptic. The wind was so powerful that people were convinced all the windows would shatter. Airport officials were more confident in the building's integrity, redirecting incoming passengers and resuming operations on the same day. Hurricane Ian. Hurricane Ian wreaked havoc on Cuba and southern Florida in late September 2022. The Category 4 hurricane struck Lee County with winds reaching up to 244 kilometers per hour. As of 2023, Ian is the fifth strongest hurricane to hit the United States. Ian devastated everything in its path: cars, homes, businesses, everything. We have countless hours of videos and thousands of photographs showing the widespread destruction, but these real-time footage captures just how insane Ian was. Imagine the streets you drive on every day disappearing underwater. Footage from another balcony shows the ocean rising above the beach and flooding the streets. Both videos were taken in Fort Myers, Florida. It was one of the hardest-hit areas during the hurricane. The barrier islands in Lee County took the brunt of the storm. Public Safety Department personnel described them as demolished and unrecognizable. Preliminary estimates suggest that Ian caused damage ranging from $50 to $65 billion in insured property. The key word is insured, and it's unknown how much uninsured damage the hurricane caused. Some claim it could reach hundreds of billions of dollars, including the loss of tourism revenue, which constitutes a significant portion of South Florida's GDP. New Zealand. New Zealand is divided into two main islands and 16 different regions. The Auckland region, located in the north of the country, is home to 1.6 million people, most of whom reside in the largest city, Auckland. In early 2023, several days of heavy rainfall led to the largest flooding in New Zealand's history. It devastated the Auckland region, as water flooded the streets and almost everything was submerged, including this grocery store. At least everyone seemed to be in good spirits as they waded through knee-deep water. The empty shelves remind us of the COVID quarantine, but without all this water. But the funniest thing is that these people apparently went shopping when the store was already flooded. Imagine being called to work to pack groceries. Let's hope the employees wore their bathing suits. But jokes aside, the flooding in Auckland was financially devastating. Finance Minister Grant Robertson said that the flooding would be the largest non-earthquake-related event in terms of the number of registered insurance claims in New Zealand. Meanwhile, grocery store managers pleaded with people to buy only what they needed. COVID taught us a valuable lesson about panic buying. At least all the toilet paper was left untouched. Indonesia. Mount Semeru is the highest volcano on the Indonesian island of Java. And one of the most active ones. Locals refer to the volcano with steep slopes as Mahameru or the Great Mountain. On December 30, 2020, residents of villages in the Lumajang Regency of East Java witnessed a stunning yet terrifying phenomenon. Mount Semeru began erupting, and a stream of lava flowed down its slopes. Simultaneously, heavy rainfall started, cooling the lava and transforming it into a muddy flow. All this mass had to go somewhere. Friends, don't hesitate to write comments under the video about what else you would like to learn. I will definitely fulfill your wish. Bye for now.